This is exciting. Exciting. This next panel was like, we're not waiting for Marty. We're just going to get up here. It's cool. She didn't even stop talking when I got up here. It's awesome.
I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, oh, I know you didn't hear me. Like, you had this like whole thing, this thing I would call like the world revolving around you there for a second. No. Here we go. Thank you for playing along. You're funny. All right. You're going to introduce everybody, Randi. Randi Hipper is the girl that we all know as the crypto darling of whatever we want to label that. And thank you for being here again and bringing your energy. It's fun to watch you do your thing. And I'm not even going to waste the time of giving her all the accolades and things that she's done as young as she is. I'm just going to say that we're all jealous of her energy, and she brings a lot of fun, positive vibes to the scene, and she's going to do a good job introducing everybody and having a fun talk with all of our experts. So have at it, Randi.
Thank you. Such a kind introduction. Marty is always so on point, guys. He's so funny. He's so funny. So, guys, we have a beautiful panel set up today with some amazing speakers. We're going to be covering NFTs, ordinals, and what they're doing to essentially level up our crypto game, especially in Litecoin, because we love Litecoin. That's why we're here today. So I want to just go down the row here. We're going to start off with our friend Lester's creator here, Craig. Craig, how are you doing today? And can you introduce Lester here?
Sure, I'm doing wonderful. So Lester here is a 21-inch art toy that I made. It's a one of one that we're going to be auctioning off here pretty soon. And he's a big boy here. He does come apart, so if you do want to take him home, you can actually fit him in your suitcase and stuff. So he does have the butt cheeks too. I don't know if you've seen the butt cheeks, but that's my signature thing. And I also go by Bits is my artist name, just so everybody knows.
Absolutely appropriate. And there's like the whole SAS versus bits debate, and I feel like you're playing into it quite well. We also have our friend Luke over here from Bell's Coins community, and I absolutely love Bell's Coins. So what are you doing in crypto right now?
Yeah, thanks, Randy. My name is Luke Wright. I helped pioneer ordinals actually on Litecoin and help with some marketplaces for ordinals, but also work for Bell's Coin and develop on Bell's Coin, which is Dogecoin's brother, father, however you want to look like it, made by Billy Marcus, same person.
Absolutely, and I think people should really look into Bell's Coin and its creation. I think it's absolutely amazing, and their community.
Randy, we got to get you a hat. We got to get you a new Bell's Coin.
Oh no, I got the swag. Don't even worry. I'm gonna take it off his head. Actually, he doesn't know that yet. But we also have Crypto Mom here, aka Brenda. She's absolutely amazing. She's gorgeous and has beautiful daughters as well that are extremely intelligent. What are you doing in crypto nowadays?
Hey everybody, I am marketing and making sure everybody understands what's coming. A lot of tier 1, tier 2 projects are working with us. I can't even say who, but big people. And onboarding people into Web3.
Absolutely amazing. She's always been killing it. As long as I've known this woman, it's always something new and it's always pushing forward and pushing that envelope. And so we also have Adam here. How are you? What are you up to in crypto nowadays?
It is, I mean, what aren't we up to? The big thing for me is kind of AI, is what I think is actually the next wave of how we're going to onboard kind of normies into crypto. So myself, my team, we're working on an AI agent which harnesses our underlying technology for cross-chain transactions and bringing basically normies into crypto, not with seed phrases, but just being able to log in through your phone and your Apple ID and get on and trade crypto, buy Litecoin, and not have to worry about where you're holding it, what you're doing with it, just be able to work across chains.
I love that. That's mainstream adoption real quick happening.
Yeah, I think we're moving past the age of wallets. That whole idea of hammering your seed phrase into a steel plate and burying it under your house is long gone. We have to move on. Like there will be always, we here will always kind of have our seed phrase and lean on that for self-custody, but it's not for the normies. It's time to move on from that.
It's not.
You know, that's something I actually wanted to talk to you guys about today was simplicity, and I think that's a barrier to entry in crypto. So why do you believe that seed phrases, Adam, since you started this off, why do you believe that seed phrases are such a big barrier, and do you think that there's a way to simplify that?
Yeah, there definitely is, and the technology already exists, and people are already doing it. If you've interacted with some of these L2s like Abstract, you can sign in just with your Google, which for most people actually is the most secure way they're going to hold their crypto. Because if you've been in crypto long enough, people just lose their seed phrases, right? And yeah, I mean, it's happened to, like, I know a bunch of people, and often it's significant, right?
Yep.
So we need to kind of, as an industry, I think, move past that idea that this is the only way. It may be the best way, okay, but then there are other layers, and we have to, meet people where they are. My mom is never going to do that. I would never, ever, ever let my mom own crypto in that fashion, right? But I will let her log in with her Apple ID, right? And so it's just a different way of looking at it for a different end user.
Yeah, that's if she remembers her password
Yeah.
too. Because I don't know if anyone
Exactly,
here really
man.
knows their iCloud password, but I'll digress on that. I really do think that seed phrases are intimidated, or recovery phrases, whatever you would like to call them nowadays. But I definitely think that it's important to at least lay out the groundwork and let people know what it means to be their own bank. But even people that are intimidated by going to a crypto exchange, they think that maybe an ETF is a way to get that exposure. What do you think about the barrier to entry, Brenda? How have you seen that? Because you work with so many projects that are doing so many different things. What do you feel is the solution here?
I was actually going to also respond to your, your answer about the barrier, and it reminds me of a doctor we onboarded, and we told her, you gotta make sure that you keep this seed phrase. She put in a lot of money in there, and I think MetaMask glitched, and you know how sometimes you don't see your balance at one time, and sometimes you see it. And she thought, oh, maybe I lost everything. And she deleted MetaMask. And I was like, oh, you deleted MetaMask. I hope you have your seed phrase. She said, I wrote it down. I did. I wrote it down. So she went and got it. And she only wrote 11 letters.
Oh, no, not the 12.
Not the 12.
Oh, no.
Lo and behold, yes. We are not onboarding people with seed phrases. We're gonna wait for what you're building.
Yeah.
We can brute force that.
Yeah, I mean, you can get that back. If she got 11, we can fix that.
No, for real.
But
for real.
you can get that back. But
Okay.
yeah,
isn't it
I'm
so
not
make sure
ready
she don't
for
throw
it.
away the 11 now,
No.
right?
Yeah.
But I mean that was never going to work for normies, right?
Yeah, it
and
was-
so
yeah.
if we think about, okay, well, how many people are in crypto right now, and people will say, oh, millions, but it's not millions, right?
Yeah.
But to attract really like billions, it has to be seamless and easy,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
So to answer mine really shortly, because after being in banking for 20 years, traditional banking, I do know there's fear of crypto, and people always associate crypto. Even though Trump or J.D. Vance may be speaking at Bitcoin Miami, whatever conference, it still scares people because they feel like we've been told it's for money laundering, it's for illicit, it's for all these barriers. So we have to also work very hard as educators and not just tell people, okay, it's coming mainstream, but how is it coming mainstream? These are the kind of initiatives introducing technology like the one you're building to let people know, okay, actually we're not going to do seed phrases anymore. So
Yep.
it's the messaging that we have to get across.
Yeah, I think messaging is extremely important, and especially within communities. And so what I've seen a lot, even within the Doge community and Bitcoin community through Ordinals, is just saying like, hey, here's a different way to do crypto. Because sometimes people may think it's boring with payments, but then you bring some spice into it. And even with Bell's Coin, the community is just so vibrant. What do you think about community and Ordinals, Luke?
Yeah, I think the proof of work chains have been great. They definitely needed a better way to interact with community. I believe inscriptions are definitely that way. Whether some people believe it's like, bloat or, a new era of technology, it was always written in. I mean, Satoshi did it first on Chancellor on the brink of bailout.
Yep.
This is just a new, Ordinals is another way to index sort of data that's inscribed onto the blockchain. And hopefully we'll get more because of like C-Script and some of the other people doing like ZK, growth 16 verify, all these different technological terms that are out there. There's communities that are pushing this, which will allow like for base level smart contracts, which will allow for just more and more and more creativity that will bring more community like into all of this that we know is proof of work. It has always been so just, you know, you got your rock and your wheel, and now it's actually producing to like the electric car. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's a little bit more than just money, right? I mean, money and number go up technology. Obviously, it's very important in crypto, maybe, you know, the most important thing. But NFTs, ordinals, these sort of things that happen, like we have, you know, ordinals on Litecoin, I still got a big bag of them, right? It just brings about a kind of excitement, a different level of community, which is much more than just number go up, which I think is important.
Absolutely, and I do think that kind of what you were saying, Luke, that NFTs and ordinals are almost like you go into the cave and what were they doing back in the day, and like what, like you just find out what was going on. And I think in the future, like 100 years down the line, they're going to look back in the blockchain and see what we were doing right at the beginning. So I really do believe this is the fundamentals. And even with Bitcoin and Litecoin, you know, it does show you that you could be your own bank and have a currency that's permissionless, censorship resistant. But also building on top of it with ordinals and NFTs, you could be your own art gallery, your own record label, you know, really put your business on chain. And Craig has been doing this very well. So tell me about your creativity with ordinals and how you're kind of making it physical and digital.
Yeah, sure. So I started creating NFT, or well, ordinal attached physical goods, specifically like low batch art toys. And in order to do that, you know, you have to have a paper wallet, and then you just put the seed phrase right on there. Easy way to actually, you know, transfer ownership of an ordinal from one person to another. I think the biggest thing though about ordinals, you know, there is the bloat, like Luke mentioned, which we're going to try and take care of. Which so Luke and I have been working on a project called Lester OGs, and this is going to be a new ordinal project on Litecoin, and it's going to be a recursive project as well. So it's going to take other ordinal inscriptions and then put them into an HTML file and have almost zero bloat to the chain, so we can, you know, recreate them, you know, years down the line using these exact same, you know, inscriptions basically. But yeah, and then you know, in terms of like, you know, creating your own art gallery and stuff, you know, you could literally do this with anything. You know, if you have a painting, if you have you know, other kind of crafts or something like that, you could create something and attach it to an ordinal using like a paper wallet or something, and then you know, sell your goods on Chicken Market or you know, anywhere else you want to go to.
I think for Litecoiners here who are just like, well, why would we want ordinals on Litecoin? I'll just point out one thing real quick, which is what's happened with Courtyard and their NFTs. Basically, they're taking real-world Pokemon cards, and connecting it to an NFT. It's the most popular NFT collection in the world. They're doing like $1 million a day in volume right now. It's a better use case of, by using crypto as the underlying tech, they've provided a better service to Pokemon card collectors, which is you can take control of the physical if you want to, but if you just want to sell it and trade it, it's traded as an NFT. Like, this is the future. This is happening. And I know it's like, oh, well, why would you want to put, you know, Lester on the blockchain? But this is like first steps into actually a better tech that serves like real world assets is what we're calling them, right? And that facilitation of the blockchain layer is actually really important. And there's no reason that Litecoin can't lead it.
Absolutely.
So there's another aspect to that. I think that a lot of ordinals and projects in general could use an underlying infrastructure. By what I mean by that is, like, you know, have actual functionality built into them too. So like, let's say that you had a website and you were trying to drop a new toy or something like that. If you have one of the ordinals from an older collection, you could gatekeep that, you know, and only allow people with that specific ordinal to connect to the site to get the drop. So that provides extra utility to it. And I think that infrastructure really needs to be built out in order to have successful projects.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I agree also with what Adam was saying. I think one of the things that excites me about ordinals is there's a common collector's problem that we have even with eBay and other marketplaces is authenticity.
Yes.
That's hard to prove sometimes, and there's a lot of dupes and fakes out there. This just completely gets rid of all of that. Just by securing it on the blockchain, in the data, it's printed, You know exactly where it comes from, who held it. It's all there. It's a public ledger, and you can see it and authenticate it right then and there. And some people are doing this already, like using it. I see some card grading services starting to do stuff like this as well.
Yep.
So super cool.
Yeah, everything should be verified in one way or another, and I think that's, one of the most difficult things, especially in art, is to verify, and even content creation. How do you know it's really from someone real, or if it's AI, Adam? Adam, you're all over the AI frenzy right now. How do you feel that ordinals, NFTs, AI, how is this all going to merge? Tie this picture together for me.
All right, so the picture is like this, is that right now, if you're a collector or trader or whatever, you're basically using this wallet infrastructure to interact with Web3. I think that goes away behind basically ChatGPT in a way. And it might not be chat in the future. It might be audio, visual, whatever. But basically, your one interface is with an AI agent. The AI agent has all the tools, the wallets, and everything to make whatever happen, where the end user literally doesn't have to worry, doesn't have to think about how to do it, doesn't have to think about how to buy Lester on Litecoin. He just goes buys Lester on Litecoin because that's the NFT I wanted, right? Or if I want to sell it and get the money and trade it for Bitcoin, he just does it, and he doesn't have to figure out what bridge from Litecoin to Bitcoin to get Bitcoin. You don't have to figure any of that stuff out. The agents are going to do that. I'm convinced that's happening.
Yeah, the AI agents are going to run their own stores. Trust
Yeah.
me, they're going to be minting their own coins and making their own blockchains before you know it. Brenda, where do you think this is all going? Give me a big overall picture, because you have daughters that are around my age too, and when they have kids, it's just going to be completely different.
Yeah, I see, and yesterday we actually spoke about AI and blockchain. I see in the next, I don't think anybody understands the next 5 to 10 years, AI is going to be so normal. I brought up the fact that when you are going to pick a movie on Netflix, for example, and Netflix has all these movies that you like to watch, your preferences, that's already AI. Most people don't know, they have the fear that AI is coming to take our jobs, AI is coming to, scare everybody away, and, the robots are coming, and they forget that AI is already integrated in a lot of the things that we're already doing. So it's going to maybe not take away all the jobs, but it will be taking away some jobs.
Yeah, and we
lot.
knew this was going to happen eventually. I mean, even if you look at certain factories and how they package things, it's all automated for the most part.
Yeah.
But I do think there's another sector, there's a new sector, and that's development, and that's creation. And I feel like as we do lose some, we create a lot more. Luke, how do you feel about NFTs, ordinals? You're building these platforms, you're developing them. Where is this all going in your eyes?
Again, this is just a stepping stone. I believe that we're going to unlock more scripting features that technically were already built into Bitcoin. I mean, Satoshi had a lot of different opcodes that were enabled at one point and then disabled for security reasons to kind of research and go move forward. It's only just the start, and it's going to get all integrated, and it's get more seamless. That's how it's going, because everybody's going to be able to do it on their phone. And from there, it's going to be like second nature to us. You're not even going to realize that you're owning NFTs. You're not going to realize that like your driver's license is an NFT or an ordinal or an on-chain asset.
Amazing. And Craig, you're creating so many physical things and putting them in the digital world to have them verified. Where do you think this is going, and how can people find Lester and his friends in your collection?
Yeah, so I think that it's going to be the future. We're really going to take this to the next level in terms of infrastructure and stuff, and have some utilization for these NFTs or ordinals, and I think it's a great thing. But in order to get my specific NFTs and stuff, or ordinals, sorry, you're gonna have to go to Chicken Market, or that should be it. Yeah.
Chicken Market is the only
Chicken
one for Litecoin right now.
Yep.
Yes.
And Luke, where can everyone find you?
I'm on X, Luke Wright Main, and then or Chicken Market.
Brenda, where can everyone find you?
Same on X, not Look Right, but Crypto Mom. Crypto Mom one.
Adam,
And I'm on LinkedIn. No, I'm just kidding. Adam A. McBride on X, yeah. Always good.
Amazing. Go ahead.
Also, I'm Bits Toys on X as well.
Amazing. Guys, please go and check out his booth where he has all of his special things that you could go pick up and buy. I have one of his chickens on my desk that he gave me last year, and it's never leaving the desk because it's so symbolic of this movement. We are just getting started. I am extremely bullish on everybody in this room because we are at the forefront of an absolutely amazing revolution. So thank you guys so much. My name is Randi Hipper. Thank you so much for having me as a host. You can find me at Miss Teen Crypto on every platform. Thank you so much, and enjoy Litecoin Summit. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Great job.